Hi folks, today I want to explore a question that many students and teachers are wrestling with. Who owns AI generated work? And just as importantly, how should we use it fairly? This isn't a lecture about whether AI is good or bad. It's about being honest, being smart, and knowing where you stand. Let's get into it. Let's start with 3 pieces of work. First, a poem. Mia typed a one-line prompt into Copilot. Write me a sad poem about my dog. She submitted exactly what it wrote. Second, an essay. Jay wrote his own 400-word essay, then asked ChatGPT to fix the grammar and reword 2 clunky paragraphs. Third, an artwork. Jack generated 30 images with Adobe Firefly, picked his favourite, then spent 2 hours editing it in Photoshop. So which of these is really their work? Mia's poem, Jay's essay, Jack's artwork? All of them? None of them? Don't just answer yet. Hold that thought. We'll come back to it. Here's the big question sitting underneath all 3 of those examples. When you use AI to help make something, who actually owns it? And what do you owe the people who see it? To answer that, we're going to work through 4 concepts. 1, authorship. What does it actually mean to be the author of something? 2, ownership and copyright. What does Australian law say about AI-made work? 3, attribution. When and how do you cite or attribute AI output? And 4, fair use. Is using AI fair, transparent, and within your school's rules? Let's start with the first one, authorship. What does it really mean to be the author of something? Traditionally, an author does 3 things. First, they have the idea, they decide what to make, why it matters, and what it should say. Second, they do the work, they put in the effort, writing the sentences, making the decisions, shaping the thing. And third, and this is one people forget, they own the result. They take responsibility for what it says. They can defend it, explain it, and stand behind it. Keep those 3 in mind, the idea, the work, the responsibility. Now hold them against what happens when AI gets involved. When AI is involved, your contribution sits somewhere on a spectrum. Let me walk you across it, from left to right. At the far left, AI does it all. You typed a prompt and submitted the output. That's Mia and her poem. Next, AI does most of it. You picked which output to use and barely changed it. In the middle, a 50-50 split. AI gave the structure and you wrote about half the content. Then AI helped a little. You wrote it yourself and AI fixed grammar and suggested some edits. That's Jay and his essay. On the far right, AI didn't touch it. 100% is your own work. Here's the principle to remember. The further the right you sit on this spectrum, the more honestly you can call the work yours. There's no magic line, but you always know deep down roughly where you're sitting. So that's authorship as an idea. But what does the law say? Let's look at ownership and copyright. Specifically, what Australian law actually says about AI-made work. There are 4 things worth knowing about copyright in Australia. First, copyright in Australia is automatic. You don't apply for it or register it. The moment you create an original work and record it in some form, whether that's writing, drawing, photographing, filming, or recording, you generally own the copyright. Every essay, artwork, or video you've created is likely protected by copyright. Second, copyright protects expression, not ideas. Anyone can write a story about dragons. No one owns dragons. But your specific sentences, your specific characters, those are yours. Third, it lasts a long time. Under the Copyright Act of 1968, most works are protected for the author's lifetime, plus 70 years. For example, I published this book in 2024, and it'll be protected by copyright until my death, and then another 70 years on. And fourth, here's the crucial one. You need a human author. Australian law has always assumed there's a person behind the work. And that assumption is exactly where AI causes trouble. So, can AI work be copyrighted? Short answer, usually no. But the picture is changing. If a work is created entirely by a machine with no real human creative effort, Australian courts have said it can't be copyrighted. No human author means no copyright owner. It's that simple. So think about it in three bands. Pure AI output, like a poem from a one-line prompt, most likely has no copyright protection at all. Anyone could copy it and use it. Mia doesn't really own that poem. Significant human input is different. If AI helped, but a person made meaningful creative choices, edits and selections, like Jack with his 2 hours in Photoshop, the human contribution may well be protected. And your own writing? You wrote it. You own it, even if you used AI to spell check. The law is still catching up, but that's where Australian courts are sitting in 2026. Now, there's another side to this, and that's easy to miss. What about the work the AI learned from? Billions, literally billions of images, books, articles and songs have been used to train today's generative AI. And much of that happened without the original creators being asked, paid or even credited. Why does that matter to you? 3 reasons. Real artists, authors and journalists made the work the AI learned from, and some of them are now suing AI companies over it. When AI creates something new, it sometimes copies style, sentences or images very closely. And that's why it's worth asking who really deserves credit for a piece of work, not just who pressed the button. Which brings us to part 3, attribution. When and how should you tell people that AI helped? Here's the deal. You must tell your teacher or your audience that you used AI in any of these 6 situations. When AI wrote text, you submit. Any sentence that came from AI, even if you rephrased it. When AI made an image, you used any picture, diagram or graphic, even if you manipulated it afterwards. When AI gave you ideas, if it brainstormed your essay topics or arguments or storyline, that's part of the work. When AI summarized a source, if you used an AI summary of a book or article instead of reading it yourself. When AI translated for you between languages. And when AI did the analysis, worked out the patterns, the maths, or the answer. The rule is simple. If you used AI for it, declare it. Even small uses. Honesty is cheap before you submit, but can be very expensive after. Now, the good news. You don't need to declare everything. Spell check and autocorrect, that's the same kind of help computers have offered for over 30 years. You're fine. Predictive text on your phone suggesting the next word in a message, fine. Search engines, using Google to find a source that you then read yourself, also fine. But here's your safety net. If you're not sure whether to declare it, or ask your teacher before you submit. So what does good AI acknowledgement actually look like? It has 4 things. 1, which tool? Name it. Copilot, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Midjourney, Firefly. Include the version also if you can. 2, when you used it. Include the date because these tools change quickly. 3, what you asked. Quote your prompt or summarize what you asked it to do. And 4, how you used the output. Did you copy it, edit it, use it for ideas only? Be specific. Here's an example. I used ChatGPT on the 10th of June 2026 to help me with this assignment. My prompts were suggest 5 essay topics about climate change for Year 8 and make these paragraphs sound clearer. I chose one topic from the list, then wrote the essay myself. AI rewrote one paragraph and I kept about half of its wording. That's it. 4 sentences of honesty, which tool, when, what you asked, and how you used it. That brings us to the final piece, fair use. Is using AI here fair, transparent, and aligned with your school's rules? Before you press submit on anything, ask yourself 3 questions based on the FTA test. F, fair. Is the work still mainly yours? T, transparent. Have you clearly told your teacher what AI did and what you did? Could you show them your prompts if they asked? A, aligned. Does this match what your school and the specific task allow? And when you weren't sure, did you ask? If the answer to any of these is no, stop. Don't submit yet. Rethink what you're handing in. 3 questions, 10 seconds, that's all it takes. Let me make that even more practical. Here's a 6-step check for every task that involves AI. Step 1, check the task instructions. Some tasks explicitly say no AI. Some allow it. Some actually require it. Step 2, ask before you start. If the instructions aren't clear, ask your teacher. Don't guess. Step 3, keep your prompts. Save what you typed in and what the AI gave back. You may need to show it. Step 4, use AI for help, not to do the work. AI should support your thinking, not replace it. Step 5, acknowledge what AI did using the 4-part acknowledgement we just looked at. And step 6, be able to defend it. If your teacher asks, why did you write this? You should be able to answer. So let's wrap up. 4 things to take with you. 1, authorship is effort plus responsibility. If AI did the thinking, AI is the author, not you. 2, pure AI output isn't really owned. No human author, no copyright, no one owns it. 3, attribution is honesty. Say what AI did, when, what you asked, and how you used it. And 4, run the 3-question test every time. Fair, transparent, aligned with your school's rules. If you can say yes to all 3, you're good to go. One final question, I want you to sit with this one. If you ran out of time on an assignment and had AI write the whole thing for you, whose work would you really be submitting? You know the answer. The question is whether you'd be comfortable putting your name on it. Because here's the thing, the goal of school was never just producing answers. If it were, we could all go home now. The machines have that covered. School is about learning how to think, how to question, how to analyze, how to communicate, how to create. Those are your skills. AI should enhance them, not replace them. So here's the mindset. Treat AI as a sparring partner. A sparring partner doesn't fight your matches for you. They push you, challenge you, and make you better. Use AI the same way to sharpen your thinking, your problem solving, and your creativity. I'll leave you with this. The future belongs to people who can think creatively and critically with technology, not people replaced by it. Thanks for listening. Now go and make something that's genuinely yours.